Hi, everybody. Welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. So we're going to think today about you have finally arrived home, right? Whatever your journey is, you're finally at that place. So for me, if I'm on a backpacking trip, we're going to do a backpacking trip this summer. We're going through the Redwood Canyon, which is the largest of the Sequoia groves. And last year we just kind of wandered through the outskirts of it, and there were only two people in that Redwood Grove. It's an incredible, just amazing resource that's untapped. If you want to be alone with redwood trees, okay, so we're going to do that. So it's that first moment of like saying, "Oh my God, I'm here. This is amazing." You know, no one else is here. I'm alone in a redwood grove, right? So I think about when I landed in China almost exactly 1 year ago today. I landed in China and I got off the plane and I got in the customs line and they pulled me aside. I was the person they pulled aside to do further screening with, and it's kind of freaky. I've never been pulled aside for, well, I have in America once, but it's always freaky. And I've got authority issues, so I was dealing with those. Um, what else? So if you're going off to college for the first time, what's it like? You finally walk into the college experience. What is it? Your senses are just on high alert. I remember when my first day of college was at Mount SAC, which is a community college in Los Angeles, and I pulled onto campus. They're renovating the parking lot, and it was all dirt. The parking lot was dirt, and people were forming their own lines, their own parking things. There was nothing drawn on the thing because they just had this huge, massive dirt field, and they just let it go. But it somehow was working. Like all of the students were saying, okay, let's just kind of form lines that make sense. And so people were just parking in logical ways. And it's like, wow, this is strange. I wouldn't have expected that. Or when I first came to Cal Poly, my first day of Cal Poly, I realized I got there pretty much right on time, and I realized that I had not pre-scouted the college. I didn't know where any of the buildings were. It's like, oh, I've got to get to class in 10 minutes, and I don't know what Building 9 is. And so I had a little bit of a freak out panic, and I'm like wandering around. And also at the time, they didn't have numbers on their buildings, and I couldn't find a map. So like just wandering, asking people. We were just saying, I think it's that one. I don't know. So anyway, that kind of thing. You're finally there. It could be wonderful. It could be fearful. It could be exciting. It could be boring. It could be a disappointment. Oh, disappointing trips. When have I gotten to someplace and it's a disappointment? Not really. I just find things fascinating. So no, I've never really been disappointed by a trip, but I could see how you would be. I had a friend who went to Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's got its own culture, and she didn't really understand it. And she got there, and it's like, there's nothing here. It's just a mall. I've had that happen a couple of times. Upstate New York, I walked into a Target. It's creepily exactly the same as every other Target. And I go, wow, that's creepy. And then I walked into the mall. It had all the exact same stores set up in the exact same way. I knew where Orange Julius was going to be. It was just weird. Okay, so that I'm finally there, and it's just like back home, right? That'd be an interesting one. Okay, so when you're done, post down below, and I'll see you tomorrow on 30 Days Until Done.